if the speculations after the Melbourne Test, where India lost to Australia and conceded a 1-2 lead to Australia, wasn't enough, Gautam Gambhir, by not confirming that whether or not Rohit Sharma will play in the fifth, said that test that begins tomorrow, he's only added more to it on the eve of the fifth and final test between India and Australia here in Sydney. Hello and welcome to this episode of Diaries from Down Under. And in this episode, we will break down all that's happened in the Gautam Gambhir press conference, his first of the tour, and what happened afterwards in the training and other things as well. Let's start with the Gautam Gambhir press conference first. Uh, in terms of the reports that's been said about him having a strong word with the team and the players, Gautam Gambhir had to say where those reports, and I don't have to respond to it. Honest words were spoken. Now make what of it you want, but the bigger question that followed was whether or not Rohit Sharma will be playing. It was a direct question and a simple yes or no question where all Gambhir could have said is yes, Rohit Sharma is the captain, but Gambhir said, we will take a look at the wicket and decide our best possible playing 11. Now, that leads to a lot of speculation, especially considering Rohit Sharma's form, who's averaging a little over 6 in this tour, and the fact that he has lost 2 test matches as captain, and before salvaging one draw in Brisbane, a rain affected match that was, in which Ashwin also announced his retirement. So, in the lead up to the test match, there's been a lot of speculations about Sharma's future, how long he's going to play, this is going to be his last match, series, so on and so forth. But when Gautam Gambhir neither denied nor confirmed that Sharma will be in the playing 11, that a captain who may or may not start, it left a lot to speculate and it left a lot to debate with. What happened after also, I'll only ordered to it. Gambhir was having a long chat with Jasprit Bumrah just after the press conference while the entire team was in the middle doing their practice. And then after the warm up, Sharma left to the dressing room while everybody else hit the nets, outdoor nets for batting practice. Now, it obviously leads to a lot of speculation, a lot of photos, a lot of remarks, notes that's taken down. And Sharma was having a chat with Washington in the first. Meanwhile, Shubman Gill was patted on the back and given what seemed like a congratulatory handshake. Gill was left out of the team for the Melbourne Test, but it seemed like he could walk into the 11 for the Sydney Test. And the handshake was from Bumrah, not Rohit Sharma, and he was doing slip catching for spinners as well. Whereas the slip cordon for the Test match, the fast bowlers, it seemed different as well, with Kohli, Rahul, and Nitish Reddy at third slip and Yashasvi Jaiswal taking the early position. Sharma, meanwhile, was in the dressing room. He was first having a chat with Washington Sundar and then a long chat with Bumrah and Shubman Gill as well. Meanwhile, everybody else had already hit the nets. Jurel was having intense sessions, couple of sessions in fact, while Rahul, Jadeja, Kohli, Rishabh all went through their routines. It did not. It took a long while till before Sharma joined the team in the nets, but he first came without his kit, without being geared up. He was having a chat with Bumrah, and then Kohli was talking to Ajit Agarkar. There was not much of a conversation between Sharma and Gambhir through all this. After a while, after the first set of batters left, Rohit also left, and it seemed like he was done for the day. He came back, geared up all again to have a hit. But who had a hit with him? Abhimanyu Easwaran, Anush Kotian, and Nitish Reddy, and the other backup batters as well. It seemed very hard to read what to make of it. Is it Rohit Sharma taking it light on the day before the test match, or is it a thing of him being not being a part of the 11 and just going through his routines and having a hit in case, if necessary, he has to play? Uh, it's very interesting. It's very it adds to the drama that's been building up to this test match. A must-win one at that for India. A win here would help them keep the WTC championship final hopes alive, and not just that. A win here will ensure India draw the series and retain the Border Gavaskar trophy. So Gambhir said all the discussion and the talks have been all about how to win the Sydney Test match, and players have to perform, and that's the only category for them to be in the dressing room, to be a part of the playing 11. Sharma hasn't performed, Kohli hasn't performed, and there are quite a few others who haven't as well. But with the losses that's coming along, question of Rohit Sharma's captaincy, and the fact that Bumrah showed he was ready in Perth only culminated towards whether or not Sharma might be playing in Sydney. Close to 4 now. It was close to 4 p.m. now, and then once the training is over, Sharma had a long, fairly decent hit. Uh, there's a light one compared to what we have seen in the previous Test matches, and then he was there in the pavilion, and then there was just Bumrah sitting next to him with Gautam Gambhir standing over. They had a chat that went on a little over 5 minutes, closer to 10 minutes. After that, they packed their bags and left. As they left, we were left with a lot to discuss, a lot to debate, and a lot to deliberate over. The biggest question of all is who's going to walk out in the Indian blazer on Friday morning at the Sydney ground. Australia have made one change. Bo Webster comes in for Mitch Marsh. The rest of the 11 remains the same. India have made two. One is Akash Deep being ruled out because of back spasm. It seems like Krishna might get a game, but again, we'll have to wait and watch. But the biggest of all is whether or not Rohit Sharma will play. And if he is playing, he will be captaining. A lot of questions. And as things stand, from what we can understand, there are two possibilities. With Washington Sundar missing out, he did not bat. He barely bowled throughout the session on Thursday. Shubman Gill seems like a direct end, but it all will come down to whether or not uh, Rohit Sharma retains his place or Jurel comes in and then Gill and Jurel take Washington number 3 spot and Washington's place lower down the order. Indeed, it is a must-win game, and there is a fair bit of grass left from what the curator spoke a couple of days before. But one can never know how the stress is going to go. There are a couple of hot days left, and then there is of course a little bit of rain forecast as well. For Australia, all they need is a draw to win the Border Gavaskar Trophy after 10 years. For India, they are desperate for a win, and it doesn't. It's not looking ideal going into a must-win game, not uh, being aware of who's going to captain, who's going to be your opener, who's going to walk out to bat with SSV Jaiswal on Friday morning should they bat first. A lot to understand, a lot to unpack over the next few days, and we will be here with all the updates, everything that's happening in the background, in the coming episodes of Diaries from Down Under. For now, I'll leave you with this question: will Rohit Sharma play in the Sydney Test starting Friday?